My name is Maureen Taylor. I work with Michigan Welfare Rights. Couple of things. We went and attended the court hearing today, and the judge asked significant questions of both our attorney, Alice Jennings, who was brilliant, and asked questions of the other side. And the other side is for sure the dark side, because one of the questions was, what do you do? How do you find out, how do you make a determination in terms of whether or not someone in the household is disabled? And the attorney said, I don't know.
Oh no!
See, there are rules that the water department must comply with. And one of those rules has to be, people need to be told that you have a right to file a hearing. Does the water department do that?
Not
I don't know.
Not anymore. Not anymore.
You know, I mean, this guy's first name was No. His first name was I don't know. You know, Mr. No, first name I don't know. I don't know nothing.
He's an expert.
All right, for sure, he was the expert. The issue here today is not only are we here and our council, wonderful council person, I don't recognize, she's not there no more. Our council voice was absolutely correct in terms of this is a victory, but you know, I've been wondering and asking these questions. Why is it that we always, so many people default to that end that says, what about those folks that have money and won't pay the bills?
Yeah.
And I wonder why that keeps coming up. You know,
Right.
default to the negative position.
Right.
As if we're not clear that it's wrong on so many levels to turn water off. I don't care what the circumstances
Right,
are.
right.
We just don't do that.
Right.
The moratorium has to be a permanent moratorium.
Right.
Then you go to those houses and you find out what's going on. You'll turn the water off and then you figure it out. But I continue to ask this question, and I'm going to say this to you because you need to make certain that you understand history. There was a philosopher. There was somebody once before that said, you know, I got these doggone sheep. It's 99 sheep. It is a whole bunch of them. But as he's counting those sheep, one of those sheep was missing. Now, that philosopher could have said, well, I got the 99. What do I care about this sheep that's over here? That might be in trouble, that might be gambling, or maybe fell off in the gold rushes and broke their leg. Who care about that one sheep when I got 99? And this crazy shepherd made his decision, I'm going to go out here and mentor to this one sheep.
Right.
And had everybody else having to watch the 99, and he had to go find that other one. And found that sheep whose leg was broke.
Yeah, he did.
Who couldn't breathe,
That's right.
who fell off down the mountain. All kind of stuff happened, but he went and found that one sheep. Now, you can believe in philosophers or not, that's up to you. You can believe in history books if you want, it's up to you. But for sure, if we allow this argument and this narrative to be, what about those people that don't deserve water? What about those people that don't deserve education? What about those people that don't deserve health care? What about those people that don't deserve stuff? That noblesse oblige argument. You go the way of the enemy. I ain't on the dark side. I work with welfare rights. We always work toward the light. And the light says everybody deserves water, whether they can pay for it or not. We will find a way. I ain't rolling that way. And as far as I'm concerned, Michigan Welfare Rights continues to fight on behalf of those that roll the right way. We believe in the light, and we gonna always go find that lost sheep.
In this case, I would ask the lawyers who have been involved in working on the TRO to join me and to introduce themselves, starting with Jerry, please.
Jerry Goldberg.
I'm Veronica Joyce from the NAACP Legal Defense Fund.
I'm Denise Heberly with the National Lawyers Guild.
I'm Kurt Thornblade. Until I ran into Alice Jennings, I was just a guy who filed Chapter 7s and Chapter 13s for individual people. And now I'm a civil rights lawyer, so thank you.
All right.
Hi, I'm Monique. Lynn. Oh, wait.
Every time.
I'm Monique Lynn Luce from the NAACP Legal Defense Fund, and I'm a native Detroiter, and I'm so happy to work on this.
All right.
just wanted to say that we went in and made the argument for the people in terms of why a TRO had created human hardship in this city, the issue of sanitation and what that could mean for a pandemic, disease process, as well as individuals who don't have medical care necessarily and need to be at home and have feeding tubes and asthma, nebulizers and other issues, and the fact that they have started shutoffs again. There are over 1,000 just last week alone.
In our neighborhood.
No, there were 19,000, almost 19,500. They only cut the water on for 14,000. So that means there are over 5,000 homes in this city today. We also found out through the Freedom of Information request that the city had failed to bill about a third of its water customers for 6 years. Wow. And so what they did is they dumped this 6 years of sewage onto the bills sometime at the end of last year, which is causing people's bills from going from maybe $100 to $300 with the sewage. And so it explains why we're here. But the only thing I want to say is the judge is going to issue the TRO. We don't know what he's going to do. We made our case. We're going to make our case to the people. And the people united will never be defeated. The people united will never be defeated.
All right, you're right about that.
Alice, on the point of that,
You can put that back
the federal government had charge of the water department.
when that happened.
When that happened.
That's right.
So the 6 years where they failed to properly bill for sewage, that's at the feet of the federal government.
You got that
That's
right.
not even the city.
And we would not
That's
have
the federal government.
Would not have known but for FOIA. Somebody slipped and gave us the document. They slipped and gave us that document.
Well, that's all right. I like that. I like that.
Go ahead.
Same thing happened in Jacksonville. I've been fighting for the last. I know it.
There's been a lot of argument who owns the water, and the United Nations says water is a human right.
Sure enough.
It's a little older than that. It's a little older than that.
Come on now.
Now, I know your teachers lied to you in school. Who here had teachers that lied to them in school?
Yeah.
The water was given to
Columbus
you.
Day. Okay.
If you live in the Great Lakes State, Continental Congress did two things for us right after the American Revolution. No slavery in these states, and the water belongs to the people together.
That's what they
That's
said.
in the Northwest Ordinance
right.
that was written by Thomas Jefferson
right.
in 1785.
What?
Did your teacher lie to you?
Yes.
Do you know the truth now?
Yes.
How long has the water been yours? Over 200 years.
All our life.
Yeah.
All our life. We gotta have it. We gotta have it to live.
So, just briefly, I wanted to just speak to you all. So, we are from the NAACP Legal Defense Fund. We're based in New York City, and just wanted to share with you all that the reason why we came to get involved with this fight was because of the work that you all were doing, and it was clear that if we wanted to maintain thinking that we are the oldest civil rights organization in the country, that if we wanted to really keep our cred, that we needed to come and support the folks in
Say
Detroit
that.
that are fighting for the most important and basic needs. So we stand with you, we support you, and we're looking forward to this legal fight and helping in any way we can.
All right. Thank you. Thank you.
I went to a meeting of the People's Water Board, and right after when the shutoff started, and the room was full, and at some point we all got brought up to speed on what had happened and where we were. Next thing, we divided into action groups, and this is where we got all these volunteer lawyers.
All right.
And working quickly, it was because of the People's Water Board and the coalition around it that made it happen. There was so much energy in that room and so much support, and we knew we had your back, you had our back.
That's right.
That's right.
All right.
And thank you all.
Thank you. Thank you.
That was Denise Heberly of the National Lawyers Guild Detroit chapter, civil rights lawyer in Ann Arbor, and she forgot to give her name, which means that you're more important to her than
All
she
right.
is. So let's get behind her.
All right. We're gonna wrap up.
So we want to have final remarks from Abayumi Ezekwe, moratorium now. And then there's a suggestion that while we've rallied over here, we should at least put in some time picketing the courthouse. So we're going to cross and then do a picket line for a little while. Hopefully the rain will hold off.
Well, thank you so much, and I'd like to thank everybody for coming out this morning. This is really the best way to start out this so-called confirmation trial of this bogus plan of adjustment. We really call it a banker's plan of adjustment. It has nothing to do with the interests of the workers and the poor people and the residents of the city of Detroit. But we want to send Judge Rhodes a message, and those who are trying to push us down even further here in the city of Detroit by demonstrating, as we have done so much over the last year and a half in front of the federal court. We remember 51 years ago in Birmingham when they brought out the attack dogs against the children, but the children kept marching. And in Ferguson, 3 weeks ago, they also brought out the attack dogs to stop people from demonstrating against the brutal murder of young Michael Brown, 18 years old, who was shot through the top of his head by a white police officer in Ferguson, Missouri, who has still not been arrested, still not has been indicted. All these crimes are being committed right here in a country that claims to be the citadel of human rights and democracy throughout the world. So we're here to expose this lie, to say the people must take charge, we must organize, we must mobilize. So are we ready to walk? Okay, what are we saying?
No pensions! No water!
No peace!
No water!
No peace!